Hello friends, how are you all? Today we are going to discuss some more questions on binary file handling, and this is a part 3 of this particular category of questions. Why we are discussing so many questions on this category? Because this is a definite question that is going to come in your final exam, and that is for 5 marks. That's why marks weightage is too much, and that's why we are discussing so many questions on that. um, I hope all of you are preparing very hard for your exams. Now the time of pre-board is going on, so you are busy with lot of activities, project submission, file for all the subjects. uh, i can I can feel, or I can also think that all of you are putting your 100% to get very good result. I hope all of you do very well in your exams. So without further ado, let us move to our first question of binary file handling. As we know, in binary file handling, we are dealing with the files which are having extension of .dat. So here we are having file that employee.dat, and it has a record structure of emp id, emp name, and salary. Write a function count record in Python that would read content of the file employee.dat and display the detail of those employee whose salary is above 20,000. So this part is very important. We want to display the salary of only those employees who have the salary above than 20,000. So that will be our condition of displaying the records. And record is in the form of employee ID, employee name, and salary. So what should the employee ID hold? The index 0, and one index is for employee name, and two index for salary. So this is our 0th index, first index, and second index. Let us write the code. So first we are going to import the pickle module. Why we are going to import the pickle module? Because pickle module has two functions. First one is load, and the next one is what? Dump. And load function is used for what? For reading purpose. Dump function is used for writing purpose. Here we are not writing anything inside the file. Here we are reading only. So load function is sufficient. Remember, load function have one argument, that is file handle, and the dump function has two argument. First argument is object to be written, and second argument is file handle. So first argument is what? Object to be written, that you want to write inside the file. So this is our first argument to the dump function, and the next argument is what? File handle. Let us write the code. So first we write the import pickle. Next line is what? That the name of the function. We all know how the functions are defined. Def, then function name, and this is a block statement. That's why terminated by the colon. Okay. We are not discussing too much concept here. If you want to see the concept and about much about functions, please do watch our first video. I will pin the link in this video description box. Okay, so once we have wrote the definition or header of the function, next job is to open the file. And as we are opening file only for reading, because we want to display the content, do not do anything or anything regarding writing into the files. That's why we are using here what? RB mode. Why B are used? Because we are operating on binary file. How come we know we are operating on binary file? Due to that extension. That extension is .dat extension. Once we have opened the file, this is our what? File handle, or file pointer, or file reference, anything you can say, or the object which is associated to our file employee.dat. All the operations which we want to perform on employee.dat file will be done through this file handle. You can assume it like fh, and that is going to create a funnel, okay, like this. And this funnel is used to read or write anything from the file or into the file. Okay, and where our file resides? Our file resides on the disk. So first job is to bring it to the main memory where we are working in our Python program. So we will load the file, do operations, and put all things back to the file to make it permanent. Okay, so this is the structure of disk I denoted here, and here we are in the main program. Okay, so this is our .py file, where we are working. After opening the file, next job is to have a counter which is used to maintain the record count. How many employees are such that which have salary the more than 20,000. So we have maintained a counter number which will hold at the end that how many employees are such that which are having salary above 20,000. Okay, so once we have the counter, next job is to loop through the records. So how will be using that loop? We all know we are going to use try catch block with while loop. So let us have a try and then while, and that is an infinite loop. So how come this loop is going to be terminated? We have uh, the special condition for that, that is exception generated by the load function. What we are doing here, we are trying to read the one record from the file pickle.load, okay, fobj. So this you need to read and store into the variable called rec. Once we got that record in rec, and what is the structure of rec? It will have employee id, employee name, and salary. So how rec will look? Rec will look like, okay, this is a tuple emp id, okay, emp name, and next we have salary. So this is our record. Once we got that, now we need to put the condition, because we don't want all record to be printed. We want only those record that should be printed which have salary greater than 20,000. So let us write a if condition inside if, and we know where salary we have. We have salary at index 2. So record of 2 is greater than 20,000. What is that record of 2? The salary of the employee. So if it is greater than 20,000, let us display it. So for displaying, we will use the print statement, or inside the print, we will display all employee ID, employee name, and a record, salary, employee ID, employee name, and salary. Next job is to increment our counter, because if your control comes here, what does it mean? You found one record such that which is having salary greater than 20,000. So that we wrote here, but remember that should be indented ahead. There is a printing mistake. The indentation label, this statement should come inside the if. Okay, so it should be written like num equal to num plus 1. Okay, so like that it should be written. After incrementing, we will again go to the loop, and we will do this for all the records in the file. And when your file exhausts, it is going to generate an exception that is called EOF, end of file exception, or error. So that end of file error will generated from here, and this will break the while loop, and we are going to catch that exception inside the except block. And once we catch that exception, now our job is to close the file handle. That's it. Our job is done. The function is written. But remember, this is a one function and half part of the question. Inside your final question paper, you will find two such questions in two parts. You need to write two functions. So this one part is for 2.5 marks. So in final questions, you will have such type of two functions that are asked by CBSE to write. Okay, so next in second question, we will see how the complete question will look alike. So move to the second question. Here we are having a binary file items.dat, has a structure, code, description, and price. Okay, so code will have index 0, and description will have index 1, and price will have index 2. Okay, so what price will have the index? Price will have the index 2. Let me take the eraser and remove this content from here. Okay, fine. So now we know how our record is stored inside that item.dat file. Next is write a user defined function make file to input multiple items from the user and add to items.dat. Remember, we are going to add multiple items and putting inside the items.dat. And next is we are going to write one more function, that is search record. And what we have in the argument or parameter of search record, we have a code passed to it. So we need not to take input that code from the user, that is available in the header section itself in question in Python, which will accept the code as parameter and search and display the detail of the corresponding code on the screen. So here our job is to compare the code with all the record, and wherever we found a match, we are going to display that particular record. So let us write the first function. First job is to import the pickle module, and we have used here alias name. So we need not to write pickle every time. We can use p at the place of pickle. This is how the alias to the packages is given. So we have imported this pickle module, and then we are going to write the function header def make file. And after writing this function header, next job is to open the file for writing purpose. So we have opened it in append mode because we want to add multiple items into it. Now our job is to take a empty list, in which we are going to put multiple items, and each item has each record structure of code, description, and price. So in this way we are going to prepare this code, description, and price. So like that we are going to put the records inside the items file. So code, description, and price. Once we have we will create this file, this list item, okay, item item that I am going to write here. Item list will look like this. Once we have created this, we are going to dump it, and we have opened the file in append mode. Now our job is to create this. So how we are going to create? We have taken answer a variable y for a repetition of some code. It will repeat until means we don't know how many records you want to enter. So we will ask from the user itself how many records you want to enter. Okay, so that until you say y again and again, you are going to prompt with code, enter the description and price. We will run a while loop where the condition is written till this variable answer will hold the value y, it is going to be true. So this condition will only be false when this answer variable will have something else other than y. After doing this, next job is to read code, description, and price from the user. So we are going to read code, description, and price from the user, and we will ask user, do you want to not now, first we create the record out of these. So we are going to append that particular list into items list. So we are going to create a record first, or directly we have appended that list into the items list. Now we are going to read prompt to the user or ask from the user, are you want to add more records into the file? So put y, otherwise put n. So add more records. If you press y, the same code is again going to be repeated till you enter y. As soon as you enter other than y anything, that is going to be terminated. And once we terminate this loop, what we have this item list with records inside it, which are also in the form of list. So this will become list of lists. Now our job is to dump that items list inside the file called items.dat. So for that purpose, we are going to use one function called dump function, which take object to be written and the file handle. So our file handle is what? F, and this record is inside the items file. Now our writing job is over. Now we want to close the file handle. So we have closed the file handle. That's it. Our one function is ready, that is make file. Now we are going to write another function, that is search record function. Fine, we are going to write that search record functions. We are going to write like def search record, and code is passed as an argument to this function. And next is to open file in the read mode. Now we are going to read only because we are going to search it. No writing work is required here. So RB mode is fine. We are going to open the file in RB mode, and the next job is to have a try catch block. Okay, so we are going to read all the records. So how are we going to read all the record one by one, or we wrote only one list as a one item? So what we can do, we can just read in one time, but while reading, end of file exception may occur, okay, or anything, any error may occur. So we will write that code inside the try catch block. Let us put it inside it. first we have created an empty list, and we are going to use one variable found, which will tell that we got the record or not. Okay, after iterating through that particular list. So now read while true, try load the content of the file in item. So that will be stored inside the item list, whatever is there inside this. Why we are using p here, not pickle? Because we know it. We have already specified alias here. For pickle, what we are going to use, we told to the interpreter that we are going to use p in place of pickle. Fine. Now interpreter know what is the meaning of p. Once everything is loaded from the file and stored inside the item, our job is to catch if any exception is generated from here, and we are going to break the loop. As soon as any exception is generated, we are going to break the loop and come out of the loop. Now this item list is something like this. So we are going to iterate here using this for loop over this list item by item. So first time e will have this, next time e will have this, next time e will have this record. It is going to move one element by one element. Now what e will look like? So this is going to be the structure of e. E will have what? Code description and price for each item. Now we are going to compare this code which is supplied in the argument with the code which we are having inside the e record for each iteration. Okay, fine. So we will write the if condition where code is available at index 0. So e of 0 equal to code. If it satisfies, what does it mean? This is the record for which we are searching, and we are going to print that record. Fine. So e of 0, e of 1, and e of 2. What this slash t is doing here? Nothing, just printing 4 spaces byte. And what does the slash t mean? Slash t means one tap position. After doing this print statement, now we are going to make this found variable to true, because so that we know that the record has we found the record for which we are searching. So we made the found true. If we do not do that, what will happen? If nothing is printed, user will not know that you got the record or not. So for that variable, found will help after coming out of the loop that we got the record or not, we are in position to print appropriate message. As soon as we found it, we are going to break the loop and come out of it. Once we come out of the loop, we will check if found value is equal to false still. What does it mean? This particular block has not been executed. Okay, this block has not been executed. And what does it in turn reflects? That reflects never this code has been equal to the code supplied by the argument variable code. Okay, fine. So in that case, we can display we do not found the record, no such record. Okay, otherwise fine. Okay, record has already been printed, nothing, no need to print anything else, and we are going to close the file pointer. So that's it about second question, and that is the complete question for 5 marks, where one part of it is for 2.5 marks, another part is also for 2.5 marks. Moving to the next question, this is a third question, where we are having a file called bank.dat, has a structure of account number, customer name, and balance. Write a user-defined function add file to add records to the bank.dat, and create a user-defined function count record to count and return the number of customer whose balance amount is more than 1 lakh. Okay, fine. So first we are going to add. We know that pickle module need to be imported. Okay, so we are going to write here what? Import pickle. Fine. After importing it, open the file in write mode or append mode. So we are going to open the file here in write mode, and we are going to create the record for writing inside this bank.dat. Fine, we are going to create. We have read all the values from the user, created a record, but remember, you need to call this function again and again if you are going in this way. Otherwise, you have to create a list of list, where you give the option in the function itself that how many record you want to enter. Here what you are doing, you are writing one record and dumping it and again closing the, when this function is again called, wb mode will overwrite, and whatever content is there, that is going to be gone. So for that, if you are doing in this way, not as per the question number 2, so what we can do, we can use the append mode. But in question number 2, you can utilize, in just a previous question, you can go back and check out there, you can have write mode there, but you cannot afford to have write mode here. But still, if you write wb also okay, ab also okay, fine, no much issue in that. But I want you to understand what will change if you write wb, what will happen if you call this function again. That is going to create a problem. Whatever you wrote earlier is going to be overwritten. So you have dumped the record here inside the file, close the file handle. We are going to move to the next record, next function, that is count record, to count and return the number of customer whose balances amount is more than 1000. Let us write the function header, count record, open the file in read mode, bank.dat in rb, open function has been utilized many a times. Next is to maintain a count, how many are customer which are having their account balance as more than 1 lakh. Next, same way, try catch block, okay, try, and while true, this is an infinite loop, we are going to load the content. Here we are using p, okay, but then we need to write as p, okay. So here we are having p as alias to the pickle module. We have loaded it and stored inside the record. After storing it inside the record, our job is to compare. If the amount is greater than 1 lakh, then we are going to increment the counter. Okay, what it says, create a function to count and return the number of customers. Okay, so we want only number, we don't want to display anything. We have incremented our counter, and this will read all the record, check for this particular condition if their amount is greater than 1 lakh. So record of 2 means what is that 2? Amount, customer name and balance. So 0, 1 and 2. So at second index they have the balance. Once you have done with it, next is except block. So whatever error is generated, EOF, end of file error, due to which this loop will terminate and control will come out to the except block, and here you have closed the file pointer. So that is a complete question for 5 marks. Let us move to the next question, and we are going to return that number or that count which we have incremented here, which will hold all such customers which have their balance more than 1 lakh. Let us move to the next question, that is question number 4. Write a Python program, okay, to append, write a Python program to append a new record in a binary file, okay, student.dat. The record can have roll number, name, the record can have roll number, name and marks. So this is our question. Now here we are going to write and append. So these two sub words are already present, append. So in what mode we are going to open the file? In append mode. Let us write the function name, or without writing function you can directly write the code also, because it is not asking to write the function. Let us write the code directly. So record we have wrote, then while true, and we are going to read all the content from the user like roll number, name and marks, then create a record of it, and then we are going to dump it inside the file. So record.append, we have dumped inside this file, okay, inside this list, sorry, record, and we have created a record. Now our job is to open a file, okay, open a file and in append mode, and if our record is ready, so we are going to use dump function to add record inside the file pickle.dump, and f1 is our file handle, and this whole code is these 3 things is given. If you want to add some more record, and all the records are added inside this record list, and this list again I will say look something like this. Here you have some more small list inside it, and all those lists will have what? All those lists will have roll number, name and marks into it. What they will have? They will have roll number, name and marks. Fine. After doing it, next is to dump that particular record. Fine, we have dumped it. Now we need to close the file handle. That's it. They have added one more uh, print function here to say that okay, fine, we have dumped that record successfully and closed the file. Next question is write a Python program to search and display the record of the student from the binary file student.dat containing the student record, roll number, name, marks. Roll number of the student to be searched will be entered by the user. So we need to write a function to add and a function by which we can search the record by its roll number. Okay, fine. We are going to import the pickle module for adding a record into it. Now we have seen so many questions. We are going to open the file in write mode. Okay, so display the record. Here we are not going to add, sorry, just for display the record, but based on roll number. So we are going to read the roll number also and read the file record inside student record. Next, read the roll number from the user, and then we are going to use one variable flag to say we have found or not. Next job is to iterate over this data which we got here, student record, which have the structure like multiple tuples can be there inside it, and that can be iterated over. So R will have the structure roll number, name and marks. So this is the structure of R. So R of 0 will give roll number, R of 1 will give name, and R of 2 will give marks. But we are concerned with R of 0. We will put condition roll number equal to R of 0, means the roll number supplied from the user should match. So whenever this roll number matches, we are going to print that record, roll number, name and marks. After printing it, we are going to make the flag value to 1 so that we can compare at last we have found the record or not. If flag value is still 0 after running this loop completely, what does it mean? We have not found the record which have this roll number which is entered by the user. So we are going to say record not found. Otherwise, okay, already that record has been printed and we are going to close the file handle. So that's it guys for this particular video. This video becomes long, and this is the video after 4 or 5 days, as I am busy with other works also. I am trying my best to make good videos. Thank you very much. Please do like, comment, share and subscribe if you find it interesting or it helps you in your preparation. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.